Pisces holds the title for being dreamers. Pisces are able to take their minds to a place where we're surrounded by fluffy clouds with pink skies, rainbow-coloured hot air balloons that drops roses everywhere, frogs that wears tiny suits, little cottages made out of candy floss with apple pies cooling on the windowsill. Does sure smell good, granny. Pink-coloured dandelions that makes your wishes instantly appear after you blow them. Chocolate rabbits that doesn't mind you taking a bite out of them as they hop by. Roads made out of honeycomb. Helicopters that sprays magical fairy dust over everybody. And fruits that are brightly coloured giving you compliments as you walk by. That magical dreamland safe space. Every Pisces has it in different forms. And then when Pisces opens their eyes, there's no pink clouds and rainbow unicorns. No, it's poverty, kids starving, homeless people sleeping in the streets in freezing cold conditions, taxes, debts, wars going on, people used as pawns, dying over power and greed, natural disasters, destroying people's towns and homes, with loved ones taken at the drop of a hat, people having to migrate for a better life, then getting attacked in the country they've migrated to, incurable illnesses, people suffering every day. It's a war zone. A Pisces imagination and reality is like night and day. They say life is what you make it, and that's true to a point, but we are also in a controlled system run by money. You need money to have a so-called normal life. No money means no food, no shelter, things that are God-given on this earth, here for you and me, are at your government's discretion. A ruler's say so. If you live on this land, then you live by this land's rules. No government, king, queen, nobody rules Pisces, but the creator theirself. Pisces follows nobody. Pisces obeys nobody on earth. So Pisces doesn't like this kind of reality. Who does? Pisces is a free spirit, and the only place Pisces are really free in this reality is in their minds. Now, not only does a Pisces not like how this world is, with all the negatives I've mentioned, Pisces also picks up all these people's energies too, no matter what the Pisces life is like. Like, you people do understand, the dark side of this earth is the real world, right? Imagine you're planning a holiday somewhere, so you start researching hotels or whatever in the country you're going, looking up all the activities you can do, the places to go and see. That's the light side, the palm trees, the heat, blue seas, cloudless skies, bright sun. That's literally the light side of it. But there's a dark side to that country that is not openly advertised unless it's a war-torn place. They aren't going to show you, oh, don't go to this country because there's people that goes around at night in vans and takes tourists away. Where you get a real holiday experience. The thrill of your life. Oh, you don't want your holiday to end? Oh, don't worry. They'll make sure you never leave that place ever again. That's the real world. It's about what's going on behind the scenes. And behind the scenes is where Pisces lays. Someone can be like, oh, you're just being extreme. That isn't going to happen to us on our holiday. Okay, so that it doesn't happen to you. Does that make it alright then? As long as you get to sit on the beach down in shots, it doesn't matter that a family a few blocks down cannot go home yet, has had to extend their stay because one of their members is missing. And that is how Pisces is the only one true selfless sign, because we understand we are at one with everything. If it happens to you, then it happens to us. If it happens to them, then it happens to us. Don't get me wrong, I love holidays and all that. Traveling is when I'm my most happiest. But I'm just highlighting the dark sides of the world that everyone tunes out every single day. You hear it on the news, you're like, oh my God, that's terrible. Then move on with your day. A quick minute of sympathy, then you go get your coffee and on with your day. With a Pisces now, we are connected with all the energies of the world, the good and the bad. So a random missing person's screams can end up in a random Pisces ears. That's how real it is. A Pisces could be rich living in a mansion. That Pisces will still randomly pick up an energy from like somebody down the road from their home living on the street, all the way to some kid across the sea starving in a third world country. So even when Pisces seems like they have it good in this realm, they don't if they're in tune with their senses, because they still have the alert signals from people in need of healing. But if you are a hidden Pisces, like you're wealthy on your own land or live in a peaceful place in your own little box, then it's much easier to ignore your signals, which in turn could make your signals weaker, because you are not witnessing or connected to the dark sides of Earth. What's easier to do? Try and heal the world or escape to Pi Sydney land in our minds? This is where we have the escapist Pisces. Ignoring their duties. Oh, some woman's drunk sleeping at a train station and some random man sits down right next to her staring at her. Sorry, I didn't see that. Someone's in pain crying on the street after being assaulted. Sorry, I can't hear crying if I turn my music up. Baby mother begging you to come spend time with your son. Sorry, can't get texts if I don't charge my phone. These type of Pisces will ignore all their duties and stay in la la land. And if things get that bad, Pisces are turning to substances to escape even further. It's not enough to play video games all day. Why not play video games whilst getting high too? Yeah, I'll be in a complete another place then. The Pisces who escapes by doing selfish things. Not selfless things. But at the same time, sometimes Pisces needs to be selfish for self-preservation, so a balance has to be formed over time. Now, to be fair to the everyday escapist type of Pisces, I get it. It's long, it's draining. It's a lot of work being a Pisces, and only we know that. But this is us at a very low vibration. Reality sucks, I know. People sucks too. But we are here to interact and make it better for others. We are able to adapt anywhere and to anyone, so we must adapt to reality and tackle it with our gifts. We've got to be the surfers and ride the waves of life. Life has its ups and downs like waves. And we are at the stage where you are given surfboards. Don't forget that. We've got everybody Pisces. We're the grandparents to every good soul here. Learn when, where, and who to activate on and use your skills. But. This is another reason why you need to be tuned in with yourself. Energy vampires. Now, not all energy vampires are bad people. Some of them don't even realize they are one, but they are hungry. That spirit inside is hungry. You need to be aware of who is who, because if not, it's these people who can secretly mess you up. Especially because you're an open spirit, Pisces. The easiest way to tell is be aware of how you feel after spending time with certain people. This is easily overlooked if they are close to you, but normally you should feel, well, normal afterwards. It's different if they're going through something and you've used empathy on them to take on their baggage, but even then, you're used to that. You know how to dispose of any type of energy. But you see, when you feel drained after spending time with someone, it could even be the day after that you suddenly feel drained. Your energy has been sucked by their spirit. And I don't know about you, but I don't like getting robbed, especially spiritually. You cannot take on energy if you have no energy. You should not feel like you've ran up numerous flights of stairs with heavy bags full of cast iron weight plates after being around anybody, Pisces. And if you do, realize some people may not be good for you. Prevention is always better than cure with energy vampires. Not everyone can be healed. Not giving them your energy is recommended. Escaping hanging around them is recommended, because it's not like you've decided to give them some energy to uplift them or something. They will be casually sucking you dry minute by minute they're around you. You may even fall asleep around them and just think you're tired. But if you're not aware it's that, you may just feel low some days or really tired, and that could make you turn to things that helps you escape even further. Then when you might want to go around your people to feel better, you're going around the same energy vampires that put you in that position in the first place. That's crazy, isn't it? Notice how I'm saying people and not signs. Like, don't go around this sign or that sign because they are like this. And yes, there will be some people purposely sucking your energy because others loves a sleeping Pisces. Others loves dumping all their emotional baggage on the forever listening Pisces. But you ever notice how the loud ones goes quiet when the quiet ones speak up? When you get a Pisces who has confidence in their self, understands their abilities, and even if they are putting it all to good use, people will be envious. Not all people, but some people. They'll start labeling you as this and that, but understand, that's their problem. Be aware, Pisces, your feelings are alerts. I don't have to be telling you this. This is what your spirit will be telling you, and you'll hear it if you're listening. It's easy to stay in bed all day, headphones on or watching Netflix or whatever. All Pisces knows this. It's easy as hell for us to do that and ignore everything. But only do that when you're recharging and healing, or just want a little time to yourself as we need it. But don't escape just for the sake of escaping. We must soldier on out there. There's millions of Pisces in this world whose talents are literally dormant because they are escaping from their own self. If every Pisces here was at the healer protector stage, the most evolved state of Pisces, then this world would be a better place. Not like heaven, but much better than it is. It will be a lot safer for everyone as a whole. Dreamland will never go away. It's there when needed for us to patch ourselves up, go on a few Barbie themed swings, eating toffee apples, wee. Then you get back out there. But staying in Dreamland when there's a war going on outside is the act of a coward. Because that spirit inside you wasn't built to be a coward. There's tasks to be done, things to create, people to be saved, bad people to be sent to their maker. We are capable of being as strong in reality as we are in our minds. It's up to you. We have the ability to be present and invisible at the same time, Pisces. We have the ability to work in silence, the house of secrets, get on your job. Those triple X sites aren't going nowhere. Those waifus you love ain't going anywhere. Do you know what hell is like for a Pisces? Well, picture this. It's 5 a.m. Your alarm goes off. You need to wake up and shower. You put on your work outfit. Quickly make toast and rush out the door. Rush into the train station. You get to the train station. It's packed. Everyone fighting to get on the next train. You finally get on a train. You get into work. Everyone's chatting about some show that was on yesterday. A co-worker asks you would you like a coffee. 9 a.m. You got a team meeting, discussing targets and giving updates. Then you get back to work. 1 p.m. You take your break. You pick up a sandwich. Co-workers still going on about that show. Break's done. You get back to work. 5 p.m. comes. You leave work. You get to the train station. Same thing as earlier. Everyone's fighting to get on the trains to get home. You get on the train. You get home 7 p.m. Your partner's moaning that you haven't messaged them all day. You put your bags down. You lay down. It's 8 p.m. Partner's still moaning. You go in the fridge. Not bothered to cook. Partner hasn't cooked. It's 9 p.m. There's a bottle on the side. I'll have a drink. It's 10 p.m. I should go bed. I've got to get up at 5 a.m. Imagine living this life 5 days a week, 52 weeks a year. That same mundane, so-called normal life. I've got to be that early bird that catches the worm. I've got to be the first one to get that train. Nah, that's Aries. How about being the second mouse with the cheese? Eh? Sound a bit better? That's Pisces. Virgo, the opposite sign to us, loves that lifestyle, that structure, that 9 to 5 every day working under an order stuff. Pisces is free. You can't control a Pisces. Unless it's a job they're passionate about. Having a Pisces live this type of normal life is the quickest way for a Pisces to find an escape. Even if the job is high paying. If the soul isn't in it, then the soul isn't in it. And the escape the Pisces is more likely to find will end up destroying that daily routine and the Pisces. Like too hungover to go to work, turning up late, not reaching your monthly targets, etc. This is where Pisces will appear lazy and lost, when in reality, it's just they don't give a fuck about living in the controlled way we've all been programmed to live. The key here is for Pisces to find what they would rather do with their days and do it. No routine is the best routine for all Pisces unless it's a routine set by the Pisces theirself. Pisces is not the type that needs or wants a boss. It's a free-flowing sign. We don't need a job being managed by some 70-year-old man who doesn't know how to wipe properly and breathes their hot breath down your neck as they're micromanaging you. We're already working for the creator 24/7. Real life spiritual work. In our downtime, we need to find something that we want to do and do it. The creator has given us their gifts for this very reason. If you want to paint all day, find a way to paint all day. Unfortunately, this is where some Pisces could turn to the fast money lifestyle. Pisces are well-known criminals. We are really about that life when motivated. As much as Pisces wants freedom, they will risk their so-called freedom for real freedom. But the motive will always be to have enough money to be able to do what we enjoy doing. As what we enjoy doing does not always bring in the money, but that's not the aim anyway. We get paid in bringing happiness to others. Do you understand? Money from what we enjoy doing is a bonus. But if the money does come from what we enjoy doing, then it will be in large amounts because the gifts of a Pisces are worth infinite amounts. Because the gifts are actually from the creator, not the Pisces. You can't actually put a price on the creator's gifts, but if you was to, it will be valued extremely high. That's why so many billionaires are Pisces. But understand, whatever the Pisces has done or is doing to accumulate so much, it is effortless to the Pisces. It's God's work. The creator's creativity flows out of the Pisces and money flows back to the Pisces. But Pisces owns nothing. That's why Pisces only care about money when it comes to enabling them to do what they want to do. Pisces doesn't care about money by itself because it's not real. Google someone famous off the top of your head, and one of the suggestions will be their name followed by their net worth. A whole person, a whole being is crazy. Money doesn't exist in the spiritual world. We get paid in energy, in good karma. But if you want to drop us a little change in appreciation to treat ourselves to some red bottoms, then hey, feel free. But as a Pisces, you must find a way to not live the life of a typical person because you are not a typical person. Otherwise, you will be put into a position, or you will put yourself into a position where you will run from it all, or you soullessly get on with it. Zombie mode. Because what we do creatively in our own time, remember, time doesn't exist, will always benefit others to make their experience better, which in turn brings us fulfillment. Pisces are selflessly creative when they're on a high vibration. Consuming alcohol and drugs equals a Pisces' lowest state. Being creative for others to entertain, guide, or heal them, a Pisces' highest state. Misery loves company. If you want to listen to someone who encourages you to lower your vibration, then I'm not that kind of Pisces. I'm here to make sure your boots are laced up like they're supposed to be. Don't get tricked out of your position, Pisces. Everyone says Pisces likes to drink and smoke to get lost. No. Pisces are already lost. They come here dreaming until they wake up. Pisces don't get drunk. They're already drunk. They don't get high. They're already high. So when the dreamer stage Pisces is drinking or smoking, they are in the sunken place. Drunk on top of drunk. High on top of high. When the matured Pisces drinks or smokes, they are escaping. I'm not talking socially or now and then. I'm talking when you're fiend level, where you need to drink or smoke to function. And that's all you've got going for yourself, because there's many Pisces like this. Put that shit down. You're fucking up your vibration in so many ways you won't imagine. You are naturally where others try to get to when consuming. So where the hell are you trying to escape to? They call it getting high, but for you Pisces, it's getting low. When you think of a wise Pisces, are you thinking of one that has a bottle in their hand, pouring it up like, hey, man, I love you, bro. I love you, bro. I love you, bro. Hey. Or smoking like, hey, I'm high as a motherfucker. Hey, I'm high, man. Hey, peanut butter jelly time, man. Peanut butter jelly time. Hey, your head looks kind of funny, man. Hey, maybe a peanut butter jelly, man. I mean, it's fun now and then, but moderation is key. Use that time to create instead, Pisces. Creating movies, drawing pictures, making music, taking photographs and so on. Whatever you're good at, your creations will be a blessing to others. Do not waste your talents by being another rat in the race. You have the creator's gifts at your disposal. The effects Pop-Off give will give you in terms of inspiration is nothing. Absolutely nothing compared to what you will be able to create when you are at one with your spirit. I promise you. Your mental health comes first, Pisces, because seriously, forget life and the world destroying you. Your own spirit, your own soul will destroy you from the inside out. Understand what I'm saying to you, because it's a lot easier for a Pisces to fall down and lose than to stand up and win in this reality. So don't put up extra blockages stopping you from becoming one with yourself. So realize you have the absolute power to create the life you want to live. The power of manifestation. The power to create a life for yourself in this reality that you don't want to escape from. literally making dreams come true. You'll be able to be your happy, optimistic, natural self at all times when you know you've got a shark standing right behind you whilst being aware and out in the real world. As a Pisces in this kind of world, you need that behind you. Trust me. This is not Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You do not hide from your dark side as a Pisces. You take it in and control it. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde coexist in a true Pisces. They become one person entirely. Dr. Hyde, Mr. Jekyll, Jekyll, Hyde Deckle, whatever you want to call it, just merge the fish, keep them in balance. I've been through crap situations in my life, lots of ups and downs, as I'm sure you all have too. But one thing that's always stayed consistent with me is self-belief. I've never doubted myself and I never will because I'm connected. It is your choice whether you live in a dream or a nightmare here, Pisces. No matter what the rules are of where you are situated, there is never no restrictions or limits when it comes to us. The ocean's the limit. The only person who can stop you is you. You will not need to go to Pi Sydney land in your mind when you've got Pi Sydney land in your face. Denial, protective. For non-Pisces listening to this, have you ever seen a Pisces get in a situation like a confrontation, then it seems like they freeze in time and then just leave the scene? Like someone could be in the Pisces face screaming, "Your mum stinks!" in front of a group of people, then the Pisces stops, stares at them in their eyes for a second, that feels like minutes, then just leaves. Do you know what goes through that Pisces mind in those situations? I'll give you a quick run through. So the Pisces takes the insult in, "Your mum stinks," takes in the disrespectful energy that insult was sent with, takes it to our imagination where we quickly run through all the things we can do in response to the person, takes in all the consequences and repercussions. I'm talking dark evil thoughts here because that is where we are from. That is where our imagination is. It's in the dark. And then that Pisces comes to a conclusion. If the Pisces leaves, escapes, then the conclusion was it's not worth it. You're not worth them bringing out the demon for. People need to understand, Pisces are in disguise every single day. You do not have a clue who that Pisces really is or what they're capable of. If a Pisces basically decides to blow their cover, then it has to be really worth it, because then there is no turning back for the Pisces. Pisces are willing to end their own cycle at that stage. It's nothing less than extreme. You don't choose when that happens though. Pisces does. You need to clock a Pisces face when they are making this decision. There's a multifarious calculation going on here. There's a very small window that Pisces has to exit the situation or everything can go left. So more times than not, as people want to test oh so sweet Pisces all the time, Pisces will escape the situation to protect themselves, keep their self hidden, and in turn protect you from a serious lesson. When we think of the word hiding, we automatically think of scared and weak. But what does the antagonist in all horror movies do? They hide. People get hurt, then it's like a mystery solving game. I'm literally trying to show you Pisces is Michael Myers. They're Freddy Krueger. They're Ghostface. For you to see what Pisces is, you need to first unplug yourself from how you've been taught to see a Pisces. Because what you've been taught by astrologers is one type of common fish they focus on. They'll speak to you from texts and predictions due to this factor and that. I'm speaking to you from what's inside, and many Pisces theirself will tell you the same shit. Others just don't listen or want to listen. Going around a Pisces and thinking it's all cotton candy is going to leave you with a serious toothache. You don't matter to a Pisces if they don't have love for you. A Pisces escaping is all about the Pisces. It's where it pays to be selfish. You don't want Pisces sharing that demon with you. I promise you. Everything else, love, kindness, oh, you'll want that, but you won't want a Pisces shark in your swimming pool. Up close and personal, because when ready, a Pisces will ignore all boundaries and give you front row tickets to the most horrific show imaginable. You won't be able to handle it. Nobody here can. It's not a dolphin you can ride along with, wee, wee. It's a shark that pays no attention to restrictions that will pierce through your defense and leave your upper separated from your lower. It's a different kind of smoke. Inhaling it will leave you in hell. It's carbon monoxide. Silently dangerous. You won't feel the vibe unless the Pisces reveals it to you. But also, a Pisces can escape a situation and mark you as a task to deal with later. Remember, Pisces isn't loud. You want Pisces to fight you in front of everyone. Nah, how about we take you somewhere quiet, like, I don't know, the middle of the ocean. Somewhere where nobody can hear you scream. Somewhere where it's you and that Pisces alone. Spirit versus spirit. Oh, they're awake now. It's no more turning up the music to ignore someone in pain outside. It's I'm here, and I'm on my job, and you are beeping on my radar. You'll be face to face with a demon in the middle of the ocean in a tiny boat not big enough for the two of you. One of you has to go, and you are in our house. My mum stinks, you said. What does she smell of? Look, Pisces, man, I'm sorry. I was just... Nah, what does she smell of? Why is your lip trembling? Speak up. What does she smell of? I want to hear it. Nobody but that Pisces and that mum insulter will know what happens after that. But you will see Pisces come back from the dark though. They'll come back to shore. Can't say the same for the other person. And this is a Pisces true nature. Clean up crew. And again, this isn't an easy task. So when Pisces wants to deny these cleanup crew duties, they will escape. They will escape from their own minds with alcohol, narcotics, and damage their own self. Why have I got these thoughts? I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to protect the world from bad people. Maybe I'm the bad one then. Fine, I'll damage myself. Or that shark wakes up in them and eats them from the inside out. When I say wakes up, what I mean is like, imagine someone raises a bear or some other wild animal from they're a baby. The bear grows up as a pet and acts like a dog or something, not knowing it's a vicious man-eating animal. That's what the Pisces spirit is. Pisces are born domesticated, peaceful, harmless animals until they realize what they really are or are capable of being. And if you happen to be around at the time of awakening, where the Pisces sees the leash around their neck is in your hand, that pet's turning on you. The hand that fed us bullshit is getting bitten off. The Pisces spirit and the Pisces person are two different things. The spirit is the real Pisces inside the person. The person is the vessel. If the person don't go along with the spirit will attack the vessel from the inside, or the vessel will self-destruct from the outside, trying to destroy the spirit on the inside. That's the type of fuckery a Pisces is on. Wrap your head around it. This is why a Pisces can easily fall down if that vessel doesn't align with the spirit, because life can get too real for the vessel when it realizes the spirit inside is a waiting shark. It takes heart to be a true Pisces, a lot of heart. But no matter what, the vessel cannot destroy the spirit. It can only destroy its shell, which is their self, the vessel. But the spirit can and will destroy the vessel from the inside out. Deep what I'm saying? Because there can only be one, not two. Two fishes, one you. When you accept it, you're connected, or your body will be the one ejected. Because the spirit is forever living, forever protective, forever giving. So to join it, we all have the chance. Either way, sharks always advance. A Pisces harming themselves is the last thing they will do when they're fully at one, unless they are sacrificing themselves for something or someone. A Pisces in denial, running from themselves, is a sad sight to see, and everyone around that Pisces will have to pick up for that Pisces. Pisces responsibilities, nah, you will be doing it all for them, whilst they wallow in misery. Woe is me, the world sucks. I'm trying to show you the duality in a Pisces where there's many conflicting things going on. But when a Pisces doesn't deny themselves, they are the protectors, they are the leaders, they are the healers, they are the terminators. They are here to guide you, be strong for you, and make your experience better until your time or our time is up. We've been here 11 times already. We know this game. We've clocked it already. We're just here trying to guide others from experience. A Pisces escaping is like a student who finished school last year, but comes back to the school to hide in the bathrooms and smoke all day. It's like bro, why are you here? Go home. Ain't you got college? Either help the students finish school in the best way possible or leave. Don't just come to our toilets every day and hog the stool crying and smoking, Pisces. You're in the only clean cubicle as well. Get out please, lunch is soon over and I need to take a poo. But as I've said a few times already, if a Pisces escapes from you, then it's for them, not for you. You didn't scare the Pisces. You triggered thoughts in their mind which made the Pisces scared of their self and scared for you. But same time, you will have the Pisces who are actually scared of you, their self, the world, everything and everyone. One thing I've found is, everyone takes a Pisces escaping personally. A Pisces could just need a minute to their self, and others will think the Pisces is being off with them. And that's the part of the problem why Pisces distances their self from people, because all others think about is their self. But even with saying that, others don't have the ability to jump into a Pisces and see how a Pisces feels, because you cannot jump into a spirit. It's not solid. It's not a body. So we as Pisces can also not blame other people. So they just then think Pisces is escaping them personally. Pisces doesn't run from people. They try to run from their minds. Run all the way home to pick up a bottle, or just run to regain peace, to realign their self. It's not easy being a Pisces at all. There's a lot of running that goes on in the 12th house. You see how many people run into church out of fear. You see how many people run to the spiritual people for medical help. Lots of running goes on, but Pisces is the one that shouldn't be running from nothing because it's our home. So by running, this is how a Pisces can appear a coward when really they were actually seconds away from tearing you apart, but escaped it. The spirit inside the Pisces is not a coward, no matter how that Pisces person acts. One of my aunts once gave me a Bible for a birthday present when I was a kid. Not sure what birthday it was, but I was under 10. I was supposed to hold it every night while I did my Gentle Jesus Meek and Mild prayer. But all I used to mainly do was turn to this page where it had a picture of David beating Goliath. I'd just stare at it. To this day, that picture is ingrained in my head. It connected with something in me that told me nothing and nobody is too big to handle. This picture literally spoke to my soul as a child, and I'm not even religious like that. And I didn't know this picture was speaking to my Pisces spirit. What is in every single Pisces is a fearless warrior, a seeking shark. On the flip side, running also means good emotional self-control, for another's sake anyway. But still it's backwards, because basically, if a Pisces doesn't harm you, they will harm their self. So you have Pisces sacrificing their self for you when you're the one who brought them to make that choice in the first place. That's how lost a Pisces can get. Let's say a Pisces woman meets someone. They hit it off, and her and her partner are now renting a place together. They both work and things are good. Then suddenly, the partner loses their job. It's the boss's fault. Everyone hates her partner, so the partner says. The Pisces woman's like, "Oh baby, don't worry, I got you." And the Pisces woman will do all she possibly can to heal her partner and get them back on their feet. She'll cover the rent and everything until then. Now say the partner's not getting any luck with a new job, etc. and starts drinking and taking their frustration out on the Pisces, starts abusing them, throwing their help back in their face, making the Pisces a victim in their own home. The home she's been paying for the two of them. The Pisces woman will start to get evil thoughts. That love she had for her partner will not even turn to hate. It will turn into an alert signal. That foggy cloud around the partner has lifted. The Pisces woman sees them very clearly now. This partner is now seen as nothing more than a target to that Pisces woman. She's gone cold. Now this Pisces is a good woman. I mean, look what she done for her partner since they lost their job. So put those good deeds with evil thoughts. It doesn't match up, does it? The woman will try to argue with herself like, they don't mean to hurt you. They're stressed. Yes, they do mean to hurt you. They might change if they get a job. They've already shown you their true colors. They are not a nice person. Terminate. Huh? What? No? You looked into their eyes, didn't you? You saw who they were. Now terminate. Yeah, I know. I've made that sound like some schizo, but this is just figuratively speaking. But these are the feelings she'll be battling with between the spirit and the person. Literally a battle of the soul. Now from here, what's the easiest thing to do to escape these thoughts and the abusive partner? Yeah, you can hear that bottle cap twisting off too, right? Gulp, gulp, glass after glass, bottle after bottle. The Pisces chose to escape. They're cold, but they haven't got the heart to follow through. The shark's caught in a net, and they don't want to let it free. What's the trajectory of this scenario? That Pisces woman is gonna get fucked up, too drunk and battered to go to her job, gets fired, no money for the rent, partner still whooping her up, everything's a shambles. And then, the partner leaves them and moves into another lover's house the same day. Man, if only the Pisces woman didn't run from herself and just took that partner out into the middle of the ocean, eh? But how can she? There's laws. She ain't trying to go prison. And this is the battles Pisces are faced with, being under restrictions. And that's why the Pisces that says, fuck it, you're gonna meet a demon. Pisces, you must protect yourself and the good people around you at all times. Your intuition, your alerts, your shark inside you are never wrong. Trust them. Einstein once said, the only real valuable thing is intuition. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, that Pisces woman's partner was also a Pisces. A dark one. Came into her life and fucked it all up. The dark Pisces revealed themselves to this light Pisces woman and still got to leave scot-free after destroying her. The only reason the light Pisces saw the dark Pisces partner's real identity late is because the dark Pisces is, well, a Pisces too. They hid it way below the surface, and Pisces is the only sign that can fool a woken Pisces. We're in a battle with ourselves on so many different levels. This is what happens when a Pisces escapes their self. Either they fuck themselves up, or they allow life or someone else to come in and fuck it up for them. Solitude, retreat. Have any of you listeners, Pisces and non-Pisces, ever been in hospital for a while or done some time in prison? If so, you remember the times when you was alone, no visitors, just alone, where you know life is moving on outside, but you're in this position in temporary limbo, where you have all the time in the world to think about your life, reflect on things, plan to do things different when you get out, all of that. That time of separation from reality can be a dream for some and a nightmare for others. This is Pisces' domain. Pisces needs these times of silent reflecting to balance out the dreams and nightmares, to cleanse all the energies it's picked up and recharge and realign with its own energy and head back out onto the battlefield we call life. A Pisces will know life is still going on outside, but they don't care. They know when they go back out there, they will catch back up with everything instantly. You see, when others go prison or are in a hospital for a long time and they come back out seeing things clearly or have a new perspective on life. This is how Pisces is all the time. They disappear and come back. It's the same effect. But somebody could have been in prison once in their life and had a new perspective one time and one time only. For a Pisces, that's happening every other day, every other week, every other month. It's like going in and out of prison constantly. The 12th house rules places like prisons, hospitals, mental asylums. What you need to put into perspective is, let's take prison for example. Prison is full of dark-sided people. That's like the bottom pit of society. It's misery, violence, life sentences, repeated cycles. It's a whole mixture of fuckery basically. You'll have the odd good person in there, but that's not the majority. So if we have a Pisces going into prison, a Pisces cannot go in there in their complete light side. Because why? They will get victimized. That's not a place to be nice and turning the other cheek, selflessly giving to others and protecting others. You need to protect yourself first and foremost. A Pisces cannot go in there in their complete dark side either. Because why? Well, someone will very quickly show you they are better than you, and even if you get through that person, they will already have alliances in there that will defend that person straight afterwards, so you won't get far. And all of this is what you are faced with before you even get time to process your thoughts and come to terms with your sentence and other stuff going on outside in the world, like missing out on your kids' birthdays, etc. and stuff going on inside your cell, like your cellmate shoving contraband up their backside. So what does everyone have to do when they go prison and want to make it through? You have to adapt. If you want to survive, you must adapt. Yeah, you can try escape, but that sentence will forever be pending until you complete it. That light side and dark side will have to become balanced to survive. And with Pisces, that's what will naturally end up happening, especially in a place like prison. It's represented by two fishes for a reason. And where I'm going with this is, Pisces out of all the signs can end up living comfortably in a place like prison with all the negativity that comes with it. They can find peace in hell. I mean, I ain't with the shower and soap dropping stuff, but if that's your thing, that's your thing. Everything else, the violence, the misery, the isolation, the grief, the detachment from the outside world, Pisces can find peace in all of that if they allow their spirit to take over. And if that isn't a scary thought to anyone, then I don't know what else to tell you. That's the type of person you are dealing with a Pisces. Behind that pleasant smile, the watery eyes, or whatever type of fairy presentation a Pisces has given you, that's someone that can adapt to the darkness of life and navigate through it as if it was light. Being in touch with what things really are behind the scenes is what makes Pisces different, and it's all down to the soul. The soul is what has been here 11 times before and knows the game. Pisces just needs to align with it. Now, escaping and retreating are two different things. It's one thing to leave the party and go home because it got too hot inside. And it's another to go outside for some fresh air and then go back into the party trying to get another wine from Stacy in the red dress or Matthew with the tattoos. All Pisces must retreat. It's essential for the mental. A Pisces in the field all day with no time to recollect their thoughts and realign their self will look like the most unstable person you have ever seen. Every single one of us knows or knows of a crazy Pisces. I'm talking they are actually crazy. These are the ones that stayed in the field for way too long or escaped from reality way too long and are basically lost. They didn't retreat. They didn't cleanse off other people's energies off of them. They stayed hidden for too long. Didn't get no sunlight. They are gone. Damage is done with them. Tech support's not even answering their calls. Always find time to retreat, meditate, detach, reload, then go again, Pisces. Picture a Pisces man. He's a youth worker at a local youth centre. All the kids love him. He's a good guy. One day, some kids from another area comes round, fight breaks out, and one of the kids uses a weapon on one of the youth worker's kids. The youth worker Pisces rushes out, sees the kid on the floor struggling, sees the other kids running off. The Pisces starts orchestrating, someone call the ambulance, someone get me a towel. He starts trying to patch the wound, CPR, all of that. Later, he's at the hospital with the kid's family. Nurse comes out and says sorry the kid didn't make it. The family's breaking down. The Pisces is there trying to console the family whilst trying to keep themselves together. Then the Pisces goes home with all that trauma from earlier tending to the kid, along with all that pain from the family's loss stuck with him. On top of his own pain, he's absorbed all of that from his day. The Pisces lays down, then starts replaying all the memories he has of the kid in his mind, laughing with tears of pain and joy. What will soon start to happen is, that Pisces man will start having evil thoughts. The spirit will start talking. Thousands of possibilities will start shooting through that Pisces head like a Gemini, but they're all evil. There's not one positive thought. So he'll start battling the evil thoughts, thinking of other preventative ways to stop that ever happening again to any of the other remaining kids or other kids elsewhere. Plus, these are kids that did this. They don't want to be harming anyone. He's thinking of the pain all the other young kids there had to witness too. He's trying to process and cleanse all the negative energy on him. Plus, he's now emitting negative energy himself too because his dark side is calling. Suddenly, ring ring! The Pisces phone starts ringing. It's the dad of the kid who passed away earlier, informing the Pisces that the kid's mother, not long ago, decided to leave this place as well. The Pisces mind will be gone like, what the f... They are absorbing all this fuckery, all this trauma, all this craziness one after the other. There's no time to retreat and plan and clear their thoughts. traumatic things keeps happening and the Pisces is soaking it all up. What's the likely outcome for this Pisces man if he keeps experiencing things like this without time to process it all or cleanse himself? He's gonna lose it. Emotional overload. System shutdown. And this is what makes us Pisces powerful as hell, because this man would be able to handle all this trauma, all this pain, if he has time to retreat and process it. He can handle his own pain and anybody else's along with it, as long as he has time to retreat and deal with it, alone in silence. Pisces are not known as the most emotionally intelligent sign for nothing. It's a very strong, resilient sign, but care must be taken. True Pisces retreat. They don't escape, unless they're escaping to protect themselves, not escaping to hurt themselves. 1 step back and 3 steps forward at all times, Pisces. It's how we stay ahead of the game. So I hope I've given you enough insight into a Pisces escapism. It's not easy to explain, but it is what it is. Now shut your ass up, put your seatbelts back on, and make sure that I was clear. We'll be arriving at our destination shortly.